are West Ada.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the part that we take a lot of pride in, is whether we're at Centennial or OHS, or whether we're at Pepper Ridge or Eagle Hills, the system's the same for us on the facility side.
Sure.
We a building is a building, and we want to maintain it, and we want to make it to where when that parent that's just moving into our district walks in to meet the principal to register their child, whether it's in elementary or secondary, but they walk in and they go, whoa, I feel comfortable. Because all of us as parents, it's hard going into a new environment, right?
Yeah.
And so that first impression is huge.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the West Ada podcast. And I am so excited for you all to get to hear from a couple of just spectacular people today who might be considered behind the scenes at West Ada, but the work they do is absolutely incredible.
It is,
Katie.
I said this, I wasn't like super excited about this topic, and now I'm just totally wowed by our colleagues. We have Spencer Mclean.
Yeah.
He is our Director of Facilities.
Yeah.
And then Tawnya Hulbert, she's our Custodial Supervisor. And they really do amazing work, and they're totally happy being behind the scenes folks.
Well, and I apologize. You guys, listen, I'm going to pull something out here, and I didn't mean to do this. I meant to do this before we even started, but listen to some of these statistics. We got 4.9 million square feet of buildings across 1,377 acres. To give you, as a listener or viewer, to give you a better idea what that looks like, that is roughly the equivalent of 2,500 homes and 1,400 football fields.
Well, and Spencer pointed out in our conversation that like our district, our operation is larger than the city of Missoula in Montana.
Well, so it's just a lot. And to get to see people who head up, all of the people who are taking care of our facilities and taking care of our schools. It's pretty amazing work that they do, and I'm just glad that you're here to hear what they have to say, because I think you'll see their pride and you'll see the coolness of what they're doing.
Yeah, so stick around for this great conversation. Tawnya, Spencer, welcome to the West Ada podcast. It's great to have you here today.
Yeah.
Spencer, why don't you both have been with the district for quite a while. Spencer, why don't you give us a little of your background?
I'm in my 12th year here at West Ada School District. A gentleman by the name of Don Lohman. I was a vendor for the district at the time, and Don Wayne was retiring, and so Don came to me and said, "You should apply for this position." And I was like, "I don't know." This
Sure.
Private industry and
I've been in the private sector my entire career. I'm an electrician by trade.
Yeah.
And so Don's like, no, you would really fit. I love facilities. I love construction. I love people. And Don convinced my wife.
I totally understand. That's where the real stuff happens.
That's where all the power decisions are made on that side of the house.
That's how my house runs,
Smart man.
for sure. Yeah.
And so my wife was pregnant with our third kid, and she's like, I think this would be a really good change of pace for our family. All of our kids our oldest daughter was at Pepper Ridge, and our second daughter was at Pepper Ridge, and so my wife was like, this would be really good. Holidays. So interviewed with Bruce Gestrin, and they offered the position. I was like, I don't know. This is a huge change for me.
Sure.
And the wife was like, no, we're going to do this. So 12 years later, here we are. But
happy wife, happy life, all the things.
All of those things.
All the things. Yeah.
The greatest thing I think for me is that I'm a better person for having been here.
Oh.
And
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
There's something about serving the kids and being involved in the community that gets you, right? Like it makes your work worthwhile. Yeah.
Well, I love that both of your kids went to Mountain View. Like I'm a Mountain View guy.
You are a Mountain View guy.
Having the Mavericks, it's just a cool place to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Tawnya, for you, you've been with the district for 21 years. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? Can I give us a little bit of your background as well?
Well, I went to Star Elementary as a kid. I kind of grew up around the district. I met the head custodian there at the school, Ginny. She was just a sweetheart. She became more of a lifelong friend than just a head custodian.
Yeah.
And my mom, she also worked for the school district in nutrition, and graduated 35 years of service through them. They kind of made the decision, kind of sparked it for me to join the district. And, and I've been here for 21 years of dedicated service.
Wow. So you really are a West Ada kid. I mean, through and through. You grew up in West Ada. Your mom worked, and now here you are. 21 years. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would say that's probably a good sign you like where you work.
It is, yeah. I like that we are an educational facility, and not only do we educate our students, but we also educate our employees.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Well, and it is a huge organization. I mean, I think most people don't realize. I mean, it's like 382 square miles, 38,000 students. I mean, we've got custodial and facilities kind of, but it's more than just that. Can you kind of give us a background? Like what all does facilities maintenance? Can you kind of give us a background of what all that looks like?
Oh, behind the scenes type of look.
Yeah.
It's just, well, we work together.
Yeah.
We collaborate together. We make things work, and we're successful as that. Grounds, they play their own role and make sure that everything looks great out there. They have it set up as schedules and seasonal things. Warehouse, they have scheduled, fine-tuned how to deliver with the most efficiency.
And make sure like all our supplies are there. And
Yes.
that has so much to manage across, so many school buildings.
Yeah.
Well, and then maintenance, obviously, they do so much.
Oh
Right.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's paramount.
Well,
They do.
I've heard Dr. Reinhardt, who oversees facilities and operations, I've heard him say before, for our community to consider, I have 5 people in my 2,000 square foot house. Our house gets used, in the evenings and the mornings, no one's home during the day. But our facilities have thousands of students and staff going through them constantly, plus community members having events there. There's a lot of wear and tear on our buildings.
There is.
Yes.
The thing about West Data that is unique amongst all other school districts is the amount of people that we have within facilities and the amount of work that's done on a daily, weekly basis.
Sure.
The amount of custodians we have compared to some of our other neighbors is definitely under.
Sure.
The amount of maintenance staff that we utilize and how we get that work done is we have to be very efficient in the way we communicate, the way we work. And through facilities, we have grounds, as Tawnya mentioned, we have grounds, we have warehouse, we have maintenance, and then we have custodial. And through all of that, there's overlap a little bit in all of those departments. And so the supervisors of each one of those departments communicate and have to communicate very effectively. So we have to be on our A game.
Left hand has to know what the right hand's doing all
Absolutely.
the time. Yeah,
all
I
the
could
time.
see that. Okay, so Spencer, I can barely keep my house going, right?
Right.
We got roughly 60 facilities across the district. What's that like for you? I mean, I've got to believe that you've got 18 balls in the air at any given moment. Is that fair?
Yeah. We've all got lots of spinning plates all the time.
Yeah.
But because of the people that we have, it makes it manageable and it's fun. We have a lot of fun within our department.
Absolutely.
Lots of laughs.
Well, you have to laugh so you don't cry. Right?
That's it. That is it. Because it's the people that keep us coming back.
Yeah.
It's knowing what the purpose of what our job is. We are not in the front. We're on the front lines, but we're not. We want to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, sure.
And so when we're doing our job really well, you don't notice us.
Yeah. Well, I noticed because I live across from Eagle Middle. So on a snowy, icy morning, and I'm creeping and crawling along, and I see your team out there just clearing the sidewalks so our kids can get to school, and so parents and buses can get in. Thank God for you. Thank God for people who are willing to do that.
Yes.
Well, that's the exciting part about it is Tanya's group and grounds on snow days. That's a really good point is that her group and grounds, we have eight four-wheelers with a blade on it that moves snow.
Yeah.
We have 58 buildings. So between Tanya's group and grounds' group, they get all of the sidewalks cleared. They get out early in the morning, sometimes 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and get out before everybody else so that we have a safe access to the buildings.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, and Tawnya, I don't know, trying to keep your teams, you talked about communication being so key. Why is it key for you to keep your teams communicating well and working well together? What does that look like, in your world?
Oh gosh, we work off of work orders. So there's lots of communication through a work order system.
Yeah.
Also text messages, communicating with our 4 area supervisors so they can stay connected to the schools and give them the information that they need to and tools they need to be able to do their jobs effectively and efficiently. So we're always moving, shucking and jiving and getting in there with our teams to get them up to date with what needs to be done at each building.
Well, it was fun to kind of get a little bit of an inside look. My oldest son was a student custodian, and it was the perfect job for him. I mean, he could go right after school, and he learned some really good skills that will apply through his future. So I love that you hire students too.
Oh, yes. They've been an integral part, especially after 2020 when hiring was
like, where did all the people
nearly
go?
impossible, and
Right.
nobody was wanting a job at that time. So we had to get creative and find ways to get the schools cleaned for our staff and our students.
Which was huge, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, speaking of creative, I mean, Ken and I are on the communications team, so we often see or hear about like, oh no, there's no power at this school, or a burst pipe happened here. Like, how do you manage that?
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
Because there's always something every day, I'm sure.
There's always something, whether it's, we had a water line burst over at Mclean Elementary, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or power out at Seven Oaks. And the communication and the working with each other as supervisors is so close. We're all, I mean, you got the group text going, you got the phone calls going, you got the emails, the Jura tickets, emergencies going.
Yep.
And so trying to keep all those different pieces and parts going and informed. And Dave Reinhardt is a huge part of that.
Sure.
Keeping him informed, because he's got a whole other side of the house that he has to communicate with to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
And those decisions are being made.
Yeah.
Procurement has to be involved, because procurement, if it's going to be an expensive fix, it's an emergency. So now there's I's that need to be dotted and T's that need to be crossed on that side. So we are a very large animal. But I think one thing that needs to be stated, though, is that since Dr. Bubb's been superintendent, he's done a great job of giving us the support and the access to, we've been able to create more management within side facilities. So instead of where it used to be, it was Don Lohman and I. That's what did it all.
That was the org chart.
That was the org chart. Right. And then in custodial, it was Tawnya and TJ. That was the org chart for all of custodial.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So there were no layers. There were no layers underneath to kind of, I would think that would cause problems for communication, I would assume. Is that a fair assumption or
it was
not
pretty
fair?
direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bam, 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 let's go.
Here's the deal.
Now it's more layers, so we can better communicate with better quality.
Yeah, good systems in place.
And have more contact with our people more frequently.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine you have to have really good relationships in the community too. I mean, you're going to need to have great relationships with Idaho Power, so you can give them a call with the water companies, with sewer.
Trash service.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of that. I mean, Tawnya and her team work really diligently with the vendors that provide us papered products. I mean, it's a small city is what we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Missoula, Montana, right?
Yes, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, that's 38,000 people in Missoula, Montana. We have 38,000 people within our kids. That doesn't include
4,500 employees. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're operating on the operational side a small city. And
absolutely.
those relationships and the people that are vendors that work for us, but the paper products I always like, because when I first came here, an idea was to change the paper products. And I was like, well, yeah, that'll save us a few cents and save our budget. It'd be
sure.
Really, and people really like their paper products a certain way.
Everything's a thing, though, right?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. And so there was massive backlash, but we had ordered a whole bunch of it, so we had to get through the warehouse before we could get back to the old product.
Oh,
but
sure.
Every building you go into, who ordered that? Why did you order that? Oh, it's awful.
Let's have a conversation about this.
People have an opinion about everything, right?
Right.
Well, and I think one of the cool things, I'm kind of changing gears a little bit, but trying to modernize. We've got brand new buildings, we've got old buildings. Y'all, I was in Lake Hazel Middle School the other day. And, their gym, they renovated their gym. And for the first time, they were able to get the entire student body in years to have the entire student body in there. So I think we're through like 2.5 phases. It's 5 different phases. Anyway, this is a long question. But one of the cool things was I went into one of the classrooms, one of the inner classrooms, and we've installed these windows. Yeah. And it looks like you're getting outside light coming through that window. And for you guys that are listening, I'm making air quotes if you're listening, but it's not a real window. I mean, Spencer, how exciting is it for you to see older buildings being renovated in new ways. That was really cool to me to see, like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm getting outdoor light.
That's cool. I can't wait to see that.
What's that like from your perspective?
For me, our mission is to provide a safe and comfortable environment for teachers to teach and children to learn.
Sure.
So when that's your mission, and you get an opportunity to work with an architectural firm like Studio H that brought that to us and said, hey, because we were interior buildings in or interior rooms, and one of the biggest problems that we have is there's no exterior light.
Yeah.
And
which is a big darn deal for learning.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so they brought this product to us, and we did it in phase 1, and it was amazing. So we took the old shop over there at Lake Hazel Middle School, and we created four or six classrooms, which 4 of those spaces were interior, and we used these lights. And now the teachers that are within those areas don't even notice that they're interior.
Yeah.
It is just it changes the entire learning environment.
Oh, heck yeah.
Right. And so those are the opportunities that we get in facilities, that you see how you directly impact the learning environment. And then also the products that we used and the materials that we used in order to make it easier on Tanya's staff to clean and to get ahead of those are the things that we get really excited about. I know most people are like, carpet, wall coverings.
And we're going, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We get excited about that stuff. So, I mean, the wall covering, we used a different wall covering in the corridors. Because drywall is not something that holds up to
wear and tear.
1,300 students coming through there all the time, right?
Yeah.
And Kara, the principal out there, she was very much involved in the entire process out there.
Yeah.
She's been an awesome partner in making sure that we collaborate and come up with what works within that building. She knows those students, and she knows those staff members better than anybody.
Sure.
Her and I, we were looking at phase 1, and we were looking at bathroom partitions. Again, not exciting stuff, but exciting to us. Right?
Who doesn't get excited about bathroom partitions? Come on, man. Come on.
But for us, we're like, so we were looking at them, and Kara and I were going back and forth about which ones to use. And Kara says, these are the ones that we want.
She's not opinionated at all.
No.
I know Kara very well. She's not opinionated.
I tell you, I really enjoy collaborating with Kara, because if you want to know, she'll tell you.
100%. Yeah.
But so she's like, no, if we give them nice things, they will take care of it.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of vandalism at Lake Hazel.
Sure.
And we put in very nice partitions that are durable, that look nice.
Yeah.
And we have had,
beautiful.
I don't know of any vandalism reports on
None.
them. And they've been in there now for 2 years.
Kids will rise to the challenge.
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, you maintain it, they help take care of it.
Well, and pride, Tawnya, pride matters. Why does pride matter from your perspective? Why?
Well, it's what keeps us doing our job. The pride going into a room that is just, they've had fun all day learning.
Sure.
And there's stuff everywhere, paper cuttings and glue and tape and stuff like that. And we go in there, we sweat, sometimes we cry, might bleed a little. Sure. And we get that cleaned up. Right before we walk out the door, we turn around, we look at it. And that right there is the whole reason that we keep coming back, is because we do that. We provide a space for our teachers to teach and our students to learn. And that's important so they can thrive.
Looking for a school that matches your child's passions and potential? West Ada Schools of Choice offer specialized programs in STEM, arts, and advanced academics, from elementary through high school, all within Idaho's largest school district. Apply between November 1st and 30th, and don't miss the lottery draw live stream on December 9th to see placements in real time. Learn more and start your application at westada.org. You'll find the link in today's show notes. West Ada School District, preparing today's students for tomorrow's challenges.
Tawnya, we were talking about pride and just having pride in your work. And I know that's something that having my son, who was a student custodian, come home and be like, Mom, these middle school kids are so messy. And I'm like, yes, you know how I feel living in this frat house with these 3 boys. But it instilled some of that pride in him to see. Are you constantly, I mean, it doesn't sound like sexy or exciting, but like cleaning products, innovative ways to like keep the schools clean. Are you always looking at different things?
Oh, yes. Always, you know, we have to stay budget minded too. So, being able to go out and research products and put them in the hands of our staff, so we can get their feedback too, and then implement them into the schools. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're the right person. She can talk about cleaning products.
Well, and we kind of touched on this earlier. To back up, Dr. Reinhardt was talking to me about we did a survey not long ago, and one of the number one issues from our parents is like, is the school clean? Does it look nice? Can my kids learn there? That's a big deal for our parents. You all alluded to this earlier. If you're doing your job well, I mean, you're behind the scenes. Do you care, Tawnya? How do you feel about? I mean, like, it's not like, hey, look at me, I'm doing my job. What's that like from your perspective?
Like you said, if we're doing our job well, staff are happy, students are happy, and they're more apt to help you keep the school cleaner, less vandalism, less litter. They care. They see you caring, they're going to care. So we're role models. We might be behind the scenes, but they still notice us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen that with some of Dr. Bob and I get to go out and visit all of our student councils at the high schools. And I've seen that where the kids are like, hey, our classmates are littering in the parking lot. Like, we need more garbage cans. And they've worked with facilities and things like that to let's get more trash cans out here. Let's get this cleaned up. And they start taking ownership and pride and that kind of thing. And it's just it's a really nice circle.
Well, and I don't know, Spencer, I've seen already in this conversation, the pride in what you do. You have a lot of pride in what you do. Does it matter that it's behind the scenes? I mean, what's your mindset there? I know it's kind of a deep question, but what's your mindset there? Like, I'm just doing my job. I'm doing my job well.
I'm a middle child of 10 kids.
So you're used to just not getting any recognition.
Right. Like, I'm a behind the scenes guy. I really, I don't feel like I really do a whole lot. Our team is amazing. And so my joy, my pride comes from watching what we as a group have developed, watching Tawnya. When I first met Tawnya, she was at Meridian High, and watching her grow as a supervisor and a manager of a budget, and watching her hire an assistant supervisor. And then that's where the real joy comes for me.
That's
is
cool.
Watching the group and the facilities department as a whole grow and create more layers to our programs and being able to hit and have more touch points with staff. When I first got here, I was the one that went out and met with principals on the regular basis. Years ago, I handed that off to TJ Evans because we were able to get more FTE. And TJ is so much better at it than I am.
Oh, know your strengths, right? Yeah. And put people in place to be successful.
Yeah. And he goes out and once a month meets with the principals and gets that input, and then comes back and enters JIRA tickets and talks to us. So I think that's where, I know, that's my strength. My strength's not an out in front. In fact, Dave Reinhardt and I kind of tease each other because Dave's really comfortable being out in front.
Yeah.
And when I got your request to do this, I'm like, Dave, you sure you don't want to do this?
You're doing great.
But that's where I get a lot of pride. I get pride when I get to go through a building that Tanya's team had just gone through, and it's clean and it smells fresh, and the people are utilizing these buildings that we get to provide. I get a lot I have a lot of pride when we get to walk through Lake Hazel Middle and you see a building that was built in the 70s, which, hey, God bless the architects that designed stuff in the 70s. But they're not great.
Oh, yeah.
There's challenges within those buildings.
Sure.
And being able to collaborate with architects and engineers and principals and Dave Reinhardt and be able to bring those buildings into 2025 and in par, if not better, than what we are at our newer schools like Victory or Star Middle. And being able to see the pride that those students are taking and that those staff members are taking in those buildings. And we're getting that opportunity and taking steps now at Lowell Scott to be able to take that building and do the same thing that we did at Lake Hazel.
That'll be super cool. And I would imagine you're talking about kind of modernizing and bringing things up to date. What about, everyone's always talking about like energy efficiency and sustainability. And so do you have to go out to experts and try and see like how, while we're working on this school, what are we going to do to bring it up to current standards or that kind of thing?
Absolutely. We do a lot of work with engineers and architects. But one of the things is I met with a vendor on the lighting side, and I collaborate with Tom, who is my counterpart over at Boise. And so he and I get to talk, and hey, what are you doing over there, Tom? And he gives me advice. And I went through West Junior High over there, and they have a lighting control system that's wireless.
Oh.
So as we were walking through this building, the hallway lights were automatically turning on.
Oh, cool.
And then they automatically turn off. It's almost like
Energy efficiency at its
Matrix
best.
almost.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
wow.
I was like, this is amazing. And so we have Meridian High, and Meridian High's controls are not doing very well. And we've looked at what we can do to replace it, but they're all hardwired. And so they're really expensive to upgrade, really expensive. And so the energy efficient side of it, plus the cost effective of upgrading to a wireless system. So we're looking into that right now.
Okay.
And we're also doing that at Independence Elementary.
Our new school in
our
Star.
new school at
Yeah.
Star. We're using that ingenuity and that innovation in that building. So they're going to be able to have that in that building and create energy efficiencies. Custodians don't have to worry about coming in and turning on all the hallway lights. They'll automatically do that for you.
Which is a huge time saver, I'm
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
15 minutes.
At least, I'm
Unlock
sure,
doors,
in a
bright lights on.
big building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Tawnya Spencer said something earlier about, like managing a budget and all those kind of things. I mean, that's stuff that I don't necessarily think about. But for you, like you got to manage a budget, you got to manage a staff. What's that like for you? I mean, and it's not, I mean, we're with the school district. We got to be, take care of taxpayer money, right? We are all taxpayers.
Yes.
What's that like for you, like managing a budget and all those things?
Oh, goodness. Well, takes up a lot of time, and it was a huge learning curve for me.
Oh, yeah.
But with support, it's been very, very, what's the word?
It's a learning curve. It's a
Learning
learning
curve. Yes,
Yeah.
it's been gratifying
Yeah.
to be able to do that and then reach out to people and have that confidence to reach out to people and
Yeah.
talk to them and tell them, hey, I have X. It's too much money. What do you have that's better if
Sure.
at
How
the
do
same
we?
price?
Right.
So you got to be almost like an investigative reporter. You got to
Yeah.
research and do
Yeah.
all the things, right?
What can you give me?
Right? Yeah. How do
Exactly.
you get there?
Well, and something Dr. Bub talks about all the time with West Data and like our tax, our low tax rates and all that stuff is our economies of scale. We're a huge district, so I would imagine our buying power. We're able to buy higher quantity, right? Which comes in our warehouse. What
Yes.
does that look like? So when you're negotiating on things, you can say like, okay, we can store this much. We'll get this much discount. I would imagine. Is that how
yeah,
that works?
Yeah, they ask what amount that we're ordering, and then they go off of that, and they're able to get us a better deal through their distributors.
Well, and I think this might be a question for both of you, but I think I'll start with you, Tawnya. But like, okay, so we talked about Independence Elementary. Like we got a brand new school opening. I've got to think there's a million things on your checklist when you're opening a new school. I mean, what does that look like, in your world?
We go through. First thing we do is we walk the school. What's the footprint look like? Where can we store products? Where's the closets? And then we look for our seasoned custodians that can go in, already know the routines that we have in place, and our standards for cleaning, and they're able to help us put furniture together, set up classrooms, and do that detailed cleaning right before the building opens. So it flows. It's easy.
Well, that's
fresh
super
start,
smart
yeah.
planning because a lot of times decisions are made up here and without the knowing of what actually happens.
The day-to-day.
Boots on the ground. Yeah. So bringing in your seasoned custodians, super smart.
Yeah.
Good job, you guys.
How crazy is it, Spencer, from your perspective? How crazy is it to open a new building? I mean, I think that's got to be a little nuts.
It gets a little crazy. We've opened up in my time here at the district. We opened Victory Middle School, Star Middle School, Pleasant View Elementary School, Willow Creek Additions, and it's all, each of them have their own challenge. And so new buildings don't mean perfect.
Oh, of course,
Right?
yeah.
So you got to.
There's always challenges, I'm sure.
There's challenges, and then you got to kind of start working through the process with the mechanical systems, with the lighting systems, with the plumbing systems. I'm trying to remember which building it was, but we had I think it was Victory. but we had a sewer vent line that was clogged. And so then
There's always something, man.
Right.
Yeah,
and so then there's this weird smell that's
Yeah.
permeating through that section of the building. And we're like,
Lovely.
yeah. And you're like, how are we going to
is
find
this?
that? Where
Where
is
is-
this?
yeah.
So we're going through it. And so there's those things that you got to work through and tweak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always troubleshooting.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and systems and routines. I mean, I'm being a little redundant, Tawnya, but how important are systems and routines and procedures? I mean, I would think in your world, that's got to be a big darn deal too.
It is. And we've worked hard to get routines put into place for daily, biweekly, monthly checklists for what needs to be looked at and cleaned and taken care of.
Yeah.
So I'm going to brag on Tawnya a little bit.
Let's do this. Yeah.
So Tawnya has developed, you can go into any one of our buildings and there is a substitute head custodian book. And in that book, it gives you the layout of the property, what needs to be done, where the key, and all the keys are in the same spot in all of our buildings.
so an owner's
you can
manual, so it's not.
Standardized,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Now, to a lot of people, that was not here when we first came. Like this has been developed. Her and TJ Evans developed that.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it is now, all these years later, I can go into any building and I don't carry a giant key ring.
Yeah.
Dawn Lohman had this key ring that was about, I don't know,
Oh my gosh.
18 inches in diameter. And it
Start
was a
walking with
workout,
yeah.
right?
Right. Yeah.
But we don't need that because we've standardized and we can go into the head custodian's office and we know where the keys are at. We know that what key will get into those keys, and then we can get access to all of our building. So it seems really simple, but when you lay that out over 58 buildings, that's a big lift. Yeah. And
Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time, but the amount of time that it took to get that implemented
Oh, I can't imagine.
was quite extent.
Well, and I know something that's really important to us as a district is that we are West Ada. You know,
Yeah.
we are made up of individual schools, but we are all West Ada. And it's super important to Dr. Bubb, I know, that students at X elementary school have the same experience as students at Y elementary school. And so having that standardized, you know, I know that my kids at Eagle Middle have the same environment. It's clean, it's safe, it's ready to go as your kids at, Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
So that's good job. Good job,
Well,
Tawnya.
thank you.
That's pretty darn cool. Well, I know, given what we've talked about earlier, you know, like again, you guys aren't looking for accolades. You're doing stuff behind the scenes. But has there ever been a day? And this is an impossible question, so you can say, Ken, this is an impossible question. But I mean, what kind of feedback, Tawnya? What kind of feedback have you gotten? Have you ever gotten a comment from a kid or heard a comment from your staff that's like, okay, that makes it all worthwhile? Anything like?
Oh gosh,
that?
I like going into buildings and just that feel. You see the kid, it's positive. The kids are, hey, to our staff members and how's it going, or high-fiving them, and you just know that they're doing a good job. They're doing a great job because
They built a relationship.
Yeah, they're building relationships and including those students, so they feel good about their day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Spencer, again, it's an impossible question, but what kind of feedback or what again, I know it's gratifying to you, but what kind of feedback have you gotten? Or what is there been like, oh, that was a great day. That was a good day for me. Anything like that for you?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots over the years, and I wish
Sure.
I would be better at journaling.
Gratitude journaling.
Right.
Yeah.
But really what I got an email from Eric over at Pathways. And it was just a simple note, but it was about his maintenance guy and how much he appreciated him. And that goes a long ways because that gets forwarded on.
Yep.
And I've gotten those on custodian as well. And you just forward those on. Just those simple, where somebody's taking that split moment of time because we're all so busy.
Oh, heck yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
whatever happened, whatever that experience or whatever that touch point was at that moment, it had a resonating effect to where they wanted to take time to share that with us. Yeah. And I think that shows who we are. And we are West Ada. Yeah. And I think that's the part that we take a lot of pride in, is whether we're at Centennial or OHS or whether we're at Pepper Ridge or Eagle Hills, the system's the same for us on the facility side.
Sure.
We a building is a building, and we want to maintain it, and we want to make it to where when that parent that's just moving into our district walks in to meet the principal to register their child, whether it's in elementary or secondary, but they walk in and they go, whoa, I feel comfortable. Because all of us as parents, it's hard
Yeah.
going into a new environment,
heck
right?
Yeah.
And so that first impression is huge.
Yeah. First impressions and talking about parents coming into schools just makes me think of the overwhelming growth we have here in the Valley, right?
Yeah.
And we have, this year we're celebrating our 75th year as a district.
Exciting.
Many of our buildings are much older than that. How do you balance kind of that maintaining the older buildings and building the new Independence Elementary? Is there some kind of maintenance schedule? What does that look like from a district perspective?
So there is a maintenance schedule. We know about it. But as we all know, everything is budget driven.
Right.
And so as much as I would like to be able to go to Dr. Reinhardt and say, hey, let's do all of this stuff, we're restricted by time and by budget.
Sure.
But what we have been able to do is that you pinpoint where we can have the most amount of impact. And so over the last 5 years, we've upgraded Eustic Elementary's HVAC system. So it's no longer on a boiler system.
Oh, yeah.
So that they have consistent air so that that teacher has specific control of her room or his room.
Sure.
So that they can have a comfortable environment. Because not every room, especially like let's go back to the indoor classroom versus the exterior classroom, the sun coming in is going to heat that space. And
everything's different. Yeah.
Everything's different.
Proximity matters.
Proximity matters.
Yeah.
And so we've been able to do that at Eustic Elementary, Meridian Elementary, and Merrimack. Been able to upgrade those HVAC systems so that there is consistency from room to room and that there's individual control room to room so that those children and those students can have a safe and comfortable environment. Because if I'm too hot, I'm not going to be able to focus.
Oh,
Right. And the adverse side, if I'm too cold, I'm not going to be able to focus.
Yeah.
And so we need to be able to provide that to our staff and students. And so that, to answer your question in a roundabout way,
Sure.
we take that and we take those dollars and we're putting together 5-year, 10-year plans that then we can look at it and go, it's not right now, but this is our plan. A lot of our high school gymnasiums don't have AC.
Yeah.
So we also think very much outside the box. So when Amazon bought the UPS building out over here off of Gowan Road, they had these fans, these big A fans. And we don't have AC in these gyms.
Yes.
And there's been a constant, hey, it's too hot.
Oh, heck yeah. You pack people in for stinky sneaker or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to
Exactly.
get warm. Heck yeah.
So we came across the contractor and we bought those fans and we installed those in the gyms that don't have it. So where we can't just upgrade to AC because that's engineering and there's lots of things that go into that, but we were able to provide air movement, which just helps it maybe
Bring
take
it down
the
a
edge
few,
off.
few degrees.
You know, so we also think outside the box often.
I love that.
Well, you know what? As a parent in the district and a taxpayer, I'm super appreciative of that. You know what I mean? I wish you could come help me with some of the projects at my house. How to be more efficient and get some good deals.
Well, as we kind of start to wrap up here a little bit, Tawnya, I love that Spencer was bragging on you earlier, and the different, creating an owner's manual. Like, that's a huge darn deal. What's something that you'd like to see in the next 5 years? I mean, obviously you're an innovator. You've innovated in the past. Is there anything that you can pinpoint, like, gosh, this could make us better in the next 5 years? Anything? And I know it's a hard question, but anything like that that's like, how do we get better with what we do?
I believe we've already started implementing things, and I'd love to see it grow from where it has, bridging those gaps in communication and response time to work orders that building needs that need to be met quickly. We've grown as a department to meet those needs.
Right.
And I think that would be great if we could continue to do so. And we just get better.
Timeliness matters, yeah.
And I would imagine, I mean, I know a few people in HR. I'd imagine you're probably always hiring, right? Like,
yes.
We could always use more classified staff to fill these roles. And so if anyone's listening, like, these people are awesome. I would come work for you.
Yeah. Well, and long range strategic planning. It's something it's something that Dr. Reinhardt, that you all, I'm sure you all work on all the time. I mean, 5 years from now. I mean, this is, I hate what do you want to do in 5 years? I hate that question. But seriously, how do we get better? What are you working on or thinking about?
Dr. Reinhardt, we brought in BV and had them do a detailed analysis of all of our facilities. And so we have reports that have gone, and this isn't me or Dr. Reinhardt.
Complete third
These
party.
are complete third party folks that have come into all of our facilities and done a in-depth look into our mechanical systems, our plumbing systems, our electrical systems, our roofs.
So
our
an
parking
unbiased
lots.
look that's huge.
Absolute unbiased.
Yeah.
So now we have these reports, and off of those reports, now we're trying to put that together to say, okay, here's our priority list. Here's what we can hit. Here's our deferred maintenance of what we are not able to get to at this point. And then here's the impact down the road if we don't take care of this, because it only gets more expensive.
Sure,
right?
sure.
It doesn't get less
You can't,
expensive.
sometimes you can't ignore. Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah.
And I think that, it's interesting is from a budget standpoint, it's something that I think all of us take a lot of pride in, and we understand that we're a taxpayer-funded organization, is that I won't name this other taxpayer-funded department, but we don't drive brand new trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
We get every mile out of our pickups and our vans,
Right.
and our. I mean, we affectionately call it the Exploder.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
Because it's like a '92 Ford Explorer
Yep.
that
Sunburnt,
yeah.
faded.
But we keep it together, and we believe that that's good from a perspective that I don't think our taxpayers want to see us driving brand new rigs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think our taxpayers want to see. They want to see us utilize the equipment that they provide to us all the way until it is.
But take care of it. Yeah.
And we maintain it. So we have Eric, who's our mechanic, and we change motors, we change transmissions, we upgrade instead of going and buying a new. We take care of what they provide for us, and we take a lot of pride in that. So I think that's where our long-term plan is always very much. How do we be cost effective with what's provided to us?
Sure.
Knowing that that's other people's hard-earned dollars that they're providing to us. And how do we make sure that impacts that classroom specifically? Because that's where their kids are.
Yep.
And so it needs to be there, not in our trucks, not in, in stuff that we're driving around. It needs to be inside that classroom. Yeah. And I think that's a directive that Dr. Bubb and Dr. Reinhardt have given us and supported us on. So the leadership down has given us that opportunity.
Wow.
Cool.
I have to admit, when Ken first floated the idea of this discussion, I was kind of like, facilities. That might be kind of boring. This is fascinating. You guys are amazing. And I just truly, sincerely appreciate you and your teams and the work that you do. If there's anything that we haven't touched on, is there anything that you would like our listeners to hear about the work that you do?
Oh, man.
Well, I think we're just a team. Like you said, we're a team, and we work together. We get together, we push that. We push it. Yeah. It's that mountain, we move it.
Yeah, I like that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We see the mountain where we're going to figure out how to get it moved. But yeah, it's from our grounds department to our custodial department to our maintenance department and to our warehouse department, and the amount of moving parts that happen within our district on the daily basis. It is something that is, honestly, for me, is awe-inspiring. Is the passion that people bring to us and the people that we have working with. That's why we come back every day. It makes it enjoyable to come to work when you have people that you enjoy working with.
Right.
Well, I just can't thank you enough. And listen, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm glad that you're listening. But boy, oh boy, go back and watch, because I just love seeing the passion that both of you bring to what you do, and it is an honor. I'm getting goosebumps. But I really mean it is an honor to get to see people who are doing things behind the scenes and seeking excellence for our kids. And I appreciate it very much. Thank you both for taking.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh, we thank you. Yes.
Thanks for spotlighting our department.
Very cool. Okay, well, seriously, could you see the pride in what they do? It's just really cool to see how they roll.
Well, and your environment matters. I always say that, like, I decorated my office the second I moved in because you spend so much time, and I feel the same for our kids. Like, we don't want our kids in a unsafe, unclean, uncomfortable environment. That's hard to learn, and they pour so much into ensuring our kids have those great environments in which they can learn.
Yeah, it is super fun, and it's just super. It's an honor to be able to shine a light on some of the cool people who are doing things that are matter a lot to our kids.
I'm so fiscally minded that as a taxpayer, I super appreciate this conversation and know that they're stretching every single penny to make it work for us.
Yeah, it matters. Well, thank you as always for joining us for this conversation. We are so glad that you're here. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon. If you listen on iTunes, please rate us and leave a review. You can go, we would love for you to subscribe on YouTube, or you can go back to westada.com/podcast and look at some of our older episodes as well. But it's, as always, it is just wonderful to have you here as a listener or a viewer.
Well, and we love hearing from you. You can always reach out to us at communicate@westada.org. That's an email address that Ken and I will be sure to get and respond to. And if you have any show ideas or topics you'd love us to discuss, share them with us.
Well, we'd love to have it. And thank you, Tawnya and Spencer, for all that they do and for being here. And thank you for joining us as well. It's great to have you. And we will see you real soon with another episode of the podcast
We'll come
next
back
month.
with a new episode. And until then, we'll see you later.